Hey all, I'm your host Michael and welcome back to Awful Stories. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to leave the video a like and consider subscribing if you're new. With that said, let's begin. This story was posted by a throwaway account in the relationship subreddit. The post is titled, "My new boyfriend's friends tested me and I passed," but I feel this is really weird. Hi, relationships, I need some outside perspective here on a small but weird problem. I've been dating this guy Sam for about 3 months now. We recently made it official and I met his friends on Thursday. Sam's awesome and his friends seemed awesome too, or so I thought. We were all hanging out, playing games, watching Netflix, etc. on Thursday after coming back from the local bar. It was a good time and we were all having fun. Then Sam left the room and his friends almost immediately started talking crap about him. They were ragging on his appearance, calling him a loser, etc. and it made me very uncomfortable. They tried to get me to join in and I kept brushing them off. They persisted, so I finally told them to knock it off and informed them that I would be telling Sam all of this. They got quiet and then Sam came back and they tried to go back to just hanging out. I was so mad that I said I was going to bed and went to Sam's room. Sam came in about half an hour later and asked me if everything was okay. I told him that his friends were talking crap about him and it made me mad. I said that I knew I had no right to tell him who to be friends with, but I thought he should ditch them. Then he did something that totally threw me off. He grinned. I asked him what he was smiling about, and that's when he told me the following. Apparently, they do this with every girl Sam meets to test her and see if she'll talk crap about him behind his back. If she does, he dumps her. If not, hooray. Sam's in on it and says it's pretty harmless. He says I'm the first girl to have told him about what happened, which means I'm the best. I am inclined to agree that it's harmless, but I find it weird. Am I right in thinking that this is strange? Is this something normal? Do all guys do this? I just need some perspective, thanks. Update. Hello again. Wow, my post blew up yesterday. Thanks everyone for the advice. Sorry I didn't respond to anyone. I posted it while on my break at work, so I had no time to do so. I thoroughly appreciate all of you taking the time to comment. You're all radiant unicorn moonbeams and you're awesome. Everyone pretty much unanimously said Sam is a jerk and to dump the jerk. This confirmed my suspicions, but I figured I'd talk to Sam about it anyway, just to give him the benefit of the doubt because I am nice like that. Well, long story short, Sam really and truly is a jerk, and the jerk has been dumped. The conversation lasted all of 5 minutes before he started getting defensive. The climax was him calling me a B for not being grateful that I had passed his stupid test. At that point, I just said, yeah, it's over. I may have passed your test, but you failed mine. Thanks to roaming Amber for that line, and I walked away. He tried to blow up my phone, but I nipped that in the bud by blocking him. So yeah, thanks everybody for helping me dodge a massive bullet bill sized bullet. Much appreciated. You're all a bunch of beautiful sunlit diamonds. These loyalty tests have always been something I'm half and half on. Ethically, I still think they're kind of weird and I would never do it myself, but at the same time, I would always have that itch in the back of my head that needs to be scratched. I don't think I would go as far as to call the test itself a major red flag, but the boyfriend's reaction afterwards was definitely uncalled for. Unless you're completely out of touch, you should understand why someone would be upset about it and try to apologize and reason it out instead of blowing up in the other person's face. Overall, I don't think the OP did anything wrong by ending the relationship. This next story was made in the same subreddit by a user named Monomani. The post is titled, "My boyfriend asked to borrow quite a huge sum of money from me. How do I deal with this situation? We've only been dating for the last 4 months. Nothing is too serious yet. He's going through a bit of a rough patch as he lost his job earlier this month, but he already has a new one. He just has a few loan payments to make every month, and since he isn't receiving his salary this month, he's finding it difficult to come up with the money. I myself have been in a difficult financial situation for the last few years and he's aware of it. I live paycheck to paycheck. I never have money to save. I always make sure to pay my part during dates and have never asked to borrow money from him. The idea of borrowing money from him wouldn't even cross my mind. And now I'm afraid of continuing this relationship. This conversation was already so awkward. I wasn't able to refuse him. I said that I would think about it. What if he asked to borrow money again in the future? I really can't afford to be in a relationship with someone like this, not at the moment. I'm afraid I'm being too selfish. He's a nice guy nevertheless. Update. So I know it hasn't been long, and hopefully some of you will remember my previous post. I refused to give him the money and told him that it felt a bit inconsiderate to ask for such a large amount and that the request made me uncomfortable when we've only been together for 4 months. He said that I was an awful person for not being able to trust him and that if I had asked him for money, he would have trusted me enough to give it to me. Now I've been blocked everywhere because my behavior seemed disrespectful to him, and I feel awful. I am hurt, but I guess I have my answer. To me, this is an easy scenario to navigate, but I understand it can still be uncomfortable. If I'm lending money, I already expect to never get it back. So not only do I rarely lend anything out, but I'm very cautious about who I lend to. The OP did nothing wrong by saying no to the request, and honestly, she did herself a favor. It's better to find out 4 months in that her boyfriend was not quite the person she had envisioned than 4 years in.